Hi, this is Tweek. I'm ready for spring to show up, so I'm going to take some boxes with some decorative paper and help it along. Join us. Supplies you'll need for this project are: you'll need decorative paper, some 3-inch white foldable boxes, some lace, some wooden letters, some paint, a pair of scissors, and lots of hot glue. So let's get started. The idea for this is very simple. Decorate a box, choose the message you want, and line up the boxes. I'm doing Welcome Spring, and first we need one of these little 3-inch boxes. I got these online, and they come flat, and you just fold them into the box. Before we do that, we need to decorate it. So I'm going to choose a colored paper. I've got several to choose from. I'm going to go with this light blue right here. I'm going to flip the piece over. Take these two away for now. And I'm going to disassemble the box by finding the seam. There it is. And I'm going to take my finger and run underneath that seam and just lodge it like that. So I've now split the box. Take this little bit extra off. Well, now that I've got it flattened out, I can go ahead and measure it onto this piece of decorative paper. This is a 12 by 12 inch piece, and this flap here on the box doesn't fit on the piece, which is fine because I'm going to glue that back into the box anyway, so it won't show. So I'm going to catch the edges here. See how it just fits when the box is laid out. And using my hot glue gun, I'm going to pull back. This is the outside of the box. One thing I'd like to do too before we do this, I'd like to pre-fold the box. It makes it a little easier when I get it covered in paper to fold it back up again. Lay it back out, and here we go. That edge is off, and I'm lining it up. Okay, and I'm going to hang on to this part here, pull this back, and I'm going to put glue just in the areas. I'm not going to touch the folds. And I already need some more glue. Got it on hand. And we want to work quickly before the glue dries. And be careful you don't get burned. A little more over there. And we'll just simply flop this down onto the paper and let it adhere. We'll continue. And that box has now got a covering. See? Next, cut it out. This is kind of nice because you don't have to do any tracing. You just follow the lines on the box and just cut along those edges. Sharpen up the edges just a little bit so they fit tight. Okay, looks good. And like I said, keep back an edge. I'm going to fill one of the squares in the middle, so I'm going to cut off. There's diagonal in it. It's a little bit too thick, too wide, and I just want a little pattern square to lay in the center when we start gluing. Okay. We've got our box. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Next, we want to fold the box together. That piece there is going to get glued in. So here's where the pre-folding helped. And now we put it back together. So I've done this a few times. This one here goes first. This one closes in, that's last. This one here comes in. And don't worry if you fumble, because that's the name of the game. And as you pull it together, that seam that we didn't cover. That's coming in right there. And I'm going to take some glue, square up this box best I can, and just lay some glue on that seam to hold those two edges together. Get it as even as I can. And flipping here to help hold it down on the inside. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? We've done nothing but some paper and a box, and it's very pretty. That's going to be the top, the bottom here. Put that box back together. Let me show you the inside, how it looks. You see that in there? So just to make this a little stronger, because I'm going to use it as a display or a decorative piece, I'm going to throw some glue in there in the bottom. That's going to help hold those pieces together. And then just for decorative purposes, I'm going to put that little piece in there. You're not going to see it, but, well, I'll know it's there. And it's pretty, and it adds some strength to the bottom of the box. So, goodbye, pretty little added piece of paper. The little parts that may tear or rip in the paper, we're going to put some shellac on here, some gloss. That'll help adhere those together. I'm not too worried about that right now, so I'm going to add glue here, just gluing the box back together. Watch your fingers because this is hot. And pull the edges in so it's square and let it adhere. Okay, and now I'm going to tack down the front. Now, how many of these boxes will you need to make? Well, it depends on what your message is going to be. Since mine says welcome on one side, and the flip side it says spring, welcome spring. So you'll need at least 7 boxes for this project. This was a demonstration how to make the box, but I already have some of my boxes made to speed things along here. So I have welcome. Now I've got to put these guys together. So this side says welcome. And I spent quite a bit of time playing with the colors on the boxes. It's all up to you. How do you want your sign to look? Only thing is they're going to be going down, not across, because this is going to be a hanging decoration. I'm going to work on now the spring side. Oh, there they go. So just for my own benefit here, I'm pulling spring. These are wooden letters I'm going to give some paint to. And since this is going to hang down, I'm going to fashion it this way to keep myself on track. There's my pattern. I'm going to flip it over and work on spring. To get started, let's take these wooden letters and give them some paint. So let's pick out my colors. I did a dark and then a lighter and then yellow to spruce them up. All right, got a brush here, and I'm just going to put just a little dab of the paint right on. This will also help me to keep track every other color. I'm going to use a darker red on this one and every other to get done here. And your fingers will get messy. We're just going to add some paint just to the top of this letter. Oh, wow. This here might just make me change plans and just do all of them in the same color, which is perfectly appropriate. A pretty color, nice and vibrant. S-P-R-I-N-G, spring. Spring is coming. Okay, let that dry. And I'm done with this color. I'm going to use the yellow to add some decorative dots. So, in there. Get the paint off me. And let's quickly dry that. That was quick. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of decoration on those. And I'm just take a very nice and pointy brush, and I'm going to make little teeny dots. This is just for my own fun, just decorating these letters a little bit. Just a little highlight for the letters for spring. Next, we make sure they're dry. We're done with the paints. And since I blobbed them, I'm going to use the dryer again. Make sure those guys are all dry before I glue them. Good. All right. Next, we're going to affix these to the boxes. So there's my pattern. Welcome. Turn it over. Spring. The only thing you have to decide here is, do you want, since there's only 6 letters in spring, do you want the S start at the top or do you want it to be at the bottom? I'm going to let it be at the top. And later on I can put some decoration there, a flower or a bird or something. But right now I want to take out my glue gun again and affix these. I am just going to eyeball it. Bring out the S, add some glue. Careful because this is hot. And aim for the center. And let it affix. There's our S. Continue. Here comes B. Try to keep them in order. So I pull out one and do it one at a time and put it back. Okay. And I'll pull those little strands off in a bit here. Next comes, we're going to hitch these boxes together. I wanted a space. I think it looks better if the boxes have a space between them. So I'm going to start on the bottom here. And I'm using these little pieces of foam. It's like a little kid's foam that you can play with. Little squares. Let's see, how many do I have here? I can either alternate the colors. I'm going to attach a square foam and then attach a box. Here again, I'm going to eyeball it, making sure that these line up, these boxes. And then you're going to have your sign, or the words will show up in order. So let's do the NG first. Blob of glue. I'm not really paying attention to the colors I'm using. I think we're going with the lighter orange or peach color. I'm just let that sit for a moment. And as that dries, I'm going to add glue here. This gets a little ticklish as you get towards the top, but it's all doable. Just gotta be patient. And then take the next box, and I'm just eyeballing it and setting it down. So you get a little bit of space between the boxes, plus you get a little bit of movement, which is kind of cool when it's hanging. Yeah. And you let that sit for a moment till it's dry. That's adhered. Next one. How are you guys doing? Good? Yeah, this is good. All right, now we got the S. Up we go. Be brave, folks. Be brave. Okay. SPRING. But the other side says welcome, so we need one more. That's this one. Make sure the W is on that side and the blank is on this side. So, wow, I'm glad that's staying together so well. All right, up top, up top, up top. Here we go. Okay. And here comes, on this side, it would be a decorative piece, blank, and on that side it's going to be the W. And make sure the W's on that side and the blank's on this side. See how it's kind of wobbly? How's it look that way? Looks pretty good. Good, good, good. All right. Once that's adhered, I'm going to bring it down. Now both sides, I'm going to gloss the letters, the fronts, and then I'm going to add some lace and a few more decorations. So here comes the gloss. I'm just going to gloss over the top. I'm not too worried about the sides, and I was thinking of adding something up here. I love that pattern, but perhaps a little bird would be really cute there. So I think that's what I will do. Got these little felt birds. I'm going to give her a little bit of help with some hot glue. And I'm going to put a bird right there. Compliment. She's kind of hides into the color scheme, but I like that too. So here we go, and we start glossing. I like to use the lid. Gives me just a little bit of gloss right close by. And I'm going to go all the way down, let it dry, flip it over, and do the other side too. Now I did the spring side and I did the welcome side. Good. So here's what you have. You have welcome spring. Now see how you've got a little bit of wiggle in there from those little bits of foam? I like that. So how are we going to hang it? I will show you. We're going to use lace. I've got some lace with daisies. We'll get to those. I've got some birdies here. We probably won't get to those. We'll see. But here's our lace. And I'm going to measure out enough to come along the side, which means you do double for each side. And you want a little bit extra for the bottom and then up on the top to make a bow. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Well, let's go with that. So I'm going to take these several feet of lace. This is just a cotton lace, so it's nice and sturdy. I cut it and it didn't fray, so that's good. I'm going to find the center and put the center on the bottom here. Okay, and once I've established that, I'm going to aim for the center of the bottom box, and I'm going to do glue, and I'm just going to come up the side with the glue. Get over here, glue. So I'm just going to go under here. And so you got to be careful because it's cotton, it's lace, it has holes, so you can get burned. So I just want it to be center. Tap gently. So that is affixed, and we're going to go up each side and tack it along the box as we go. And I'll turn it over here. And straighten you up, tack it as we go. So here we go. Okay, that's dry, so that'll be the tie off up there. Are you done? Okay, good. Flip it over and catch the other side. We already did the bottom. Those are all cool. That's what we have so far. So it's a nice way to hang it. But I want to decorate a little more. And I'm going to decorate it more by adding just a few of my favorites. Daisies. This is daisy lace I had kicking around, and I'm going to just cut off the daisies and put one little daisy between each gap there. It's funny how the little things really make the design pop. Now there is a right and a wrong side, so I let it rest, give it a moment, and then come back and push it into the lace. Okay, now this side. Looks like we need 6 more daisies. Now, if you'd like to add anything else, now's the time to do it. And all we've got to do here now is pull these strings from the glue off. But here is our final project. I'm going to just let these be at the top where I can make a bow and hang them someplace. I see some more of these. See how it kind of bends it like that? Some more of these glue strings. And we'll just find those as we use it and get rid of them. But here you go. There you have it. Welcome spring. I can't wait to welcome spring, and this will help us get a start on that. Isn't that pretty? So if you like what you've seen here today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to ring the bell so you know when another episode of Tweaks with Tweek is coming along. Until then, not only is this a beautiful welcome spring sign, you could do it for birthdays, special occasions. In any case, bring some color into this dreary little world we've been stuck in. And I'll see you again.